Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have been down at the Hunt Club, the Hunting and Fishing Club. And by the way, ProCoinNews.com is the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club. I haven't been down there in a couple of months because it's been so hot, but I went down there and moved a deer stand around. Ooh, I picked a good spot, okay? But I did do that, and so I just got back. That's why I'm a little late. Now, this, I wanted to show you this video clip. This is posted by Baba Suggs. Now, or is it Cugs? I don't know. But anyway, this guy's like a lightning rod. So I think he makes a lot of people angry. He doesn't make me angry because every man to his own. I mean, I don't judge anybody on this channel, but he shows a lot of things that are interesting. Some you might not find, but this particular clip I think is very interesting. This is Lynette Zhang right here. I think that's who this is in the clip. It's Lynette Zhang, and I wanted to show you a few things on this slide too.
Yep. How many people here believe that they know what the financial reset is? Raise your hand if you. Okay. So let me give you a simple 411 on the financial reset. The G7 central bankers met on August 22nd, 2019 at the Jackson Hole, Wyoming meeting where they gather once a year, and they voted on a plan called the Going Direct Reset. And it's published, it's written, you can find it. And it is what I would describe as the real reset behind what the World Economic Forum describes as the Great Reset. I think of the Great Reset of the World Economic Forum as sort of a marketing plan for the Going Direct Reset.
Virtual currency that could ease the reliance of the world on the U.S. dollar, which he says creates some of the problems that we have today.
All right. So here's what's interesting. He says your future was decided long ago. There's a part of me that believes that too. Now look, so what's interesting is, because I remember covering this is when, I can't remember this guy's name on CNBC, but this guy's like the Federal Reserve's toady. But he was interviewing Mark Carney, and what was interesting about this for me is I had gone to Jackson Hole, and I had literally eaten lunch in the restaurant where they were doing this interview, not while they were there, but I actually stood right here where those guys were standing. And so I recognized it after the fact. But I also want to address what they said here in the video, what she said in the video. All G7 agreed and signed gold standard is back. IMF looking for suitable timing for announcement. Gold will kill the Fed. XRP will trigger new paradigm. It says going direct. That response will likely involve going direct. Going direct means the central bank finding ways to get central bank money directly in the hands of the public and private sector spenders. That sounds like a CBDC with an app on your phone to me. Look, this whole thing, and this is BlackRock Investment Institute, this whole IMF, World Economic Forum, CBDC thing. Look, CBDCs are fine, but you start, if they do this and try to use it as a control mechanism, they're going to have people rise up, and I'm not for that. Now, here's what's interesting. Down here, Crypto Cowboy put this up. Now, look at this. He's talking about Gary Gensler here, I'm assuming. He hired Stripe to process all the person that I don't talk about on this channel's campaign donations. Mark Carney, ex-governor for Bank of Canada and England, is on the board of Stripe, and ex-Goldman Sachs with Gary. May want to check how much money they washed together. Now, I don't know anything about that. Now, but here's what's interesting. Mark Carney is on there's a couple of things that are interesting. First thing is, Mark Carney was the governor of the Bank of Canada. And there was a time back in 2019 when Corey Johnson, who was the spokesperson for Ripple, there was a picture of Justin Trudeau, and he tweeted it, and he says, something like I repeat, this matters. Okay, that's one thing. Next thing, Mark Carney is on the board of Stripe. Did you know that Stripe was the first investor in Stellar and took 2% of the XLM, the lumens, took 2% when they put up their money instead of taking equities, the way I read it. Okay? And who are the guys that create or backed Stripe initially? A lot of them were PayPal guys, including Elon Musk. Okay? So there you go. Now, moving along. Check this out. This is Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. Listen to what he says about his purchase of potential purchase of BlockFi.
Does that bail out a company that really should have failed and teach the wrong lesson to that company? And I think what I would say, there's two things. First of all, I'm way more excited to bail out customers than shareholders, right? And so the focus of this is not how do we deliver as much shareholder value to troubled assets as possible, right? It's how do we protect customers? And I think those imply pretty.
Here's what I find interesting about what he said. I'm starting to, remember, words mean things, and I'm starting to notice a narrative unfold. He just referred to, now this is companies in the history of finance, you have, or not just finance, but in the history of business, you have companies that go bust and then people come in and buy them on the cheap. It's just a normal part of things. But he specifically used the term bailouts in reference to him buying a company that didn't work out. Well, you're also hearing so it's like they're trying to use a language that compares crypto to what happened during the financial crisis, which you're talking about two totally different things. In the financial crisis, the government went out and bailed all the government's buddies and all the Wall Street people and their buddies. They bailed each other out. Then they spent the next 15 years printing money to get us into the mess that we're in now. And they finally had to raise interest rates because they had kept them at almost zero for too long, and everybody knew it. Now they raised the interest rates, and it's not just crypto, it's everything. Crypto's going down more because crypto went up 10 to 100 times more than the rest of the markets. And so, of course, when the pullback happens in all markets, crypto's going to get hit harder than everything else. But there's a narrative that's being floated by CNBC and some of these others now. And it's an intentional narrative to compare what's going on in crypto to the financial crisis. And there is no comparison. And here's the other thing. I've been through 5+ of these crypto pullbacks. This one is not as bad as some of the other ones I've been through. But they're trying to paint this. They're trying to put a narrative around this and wrap it with words so it seems more monumental than it is, folks. I'm telling you, I've been watching it. I can prove it. Here's Jim Cramer. First, before you watch this video, remember, CNBC is the ones who have been promoting Bitcoin and proof-of-work Ethereum for years. They've been carrying that narrative. Every time they talk about crypto, who do they have on? Mike Novogratz to pump Bitcoin and Ethereum. Anthony Pompliano to pump Bitcoin. All it is Bitcoin maxi after Bitcoin maxi. That's what they've been doing. And now he's taking this position of, I even bought into that for a while. No. These guys were carrying a narrative, and now they've been activated to switch the narrative. Listen to what he says.
We're told that crypto is the great store of value that can save us from money printing central banks and crave.
Who was telling you that the store of value, the Bitcoin store of value thing was bullcrap all along? They created that to create a reality for Bitcoin because it has no utility. I told you that 3 years ago.
Politicians. Oh, then we hear that it's the best hedge against falling stock prices. But it turns out crypto doesn't hedge you against anything at all. They know nothing. As bad as stocks have been, and they've been real bad, including today, where the Dow lost 254 points, S&P declined 0.88%, and the Nasdaq shed 1.30%, capping off the worst first half since 1970. Believe it or not, crypto's been even worse. It leads the stock market down too. It turns out to be it's the proverbial tail that wags the dog. Now, I know miserable stock owners love company, But this crypto decline is the mother of all miseries. And I think it's a fitting code.
But see, what he's not telling you is it was all the crypto market went up 10 or 100 times what the stock market went up. Everything's relative here. I mean,
Horrendous quarter that cryptocurrencies of all kinds are still cascading with no real bottom in sight. I'm picking crypto to start tonight. You know, I usually don't do that because it's the opposite of a stable storehold of value, as its promoters always claimed, and for a time I believed. Instead, cryptocurrency is the last bastion of rampant speculation, something that the Federal Reserve is trying to wipe out in order to...
Do you hear what he just said, folks? He's trying to act like the Federal Reserve's the good guys. He's not telling you the truth. The Federal Reserve has been printing money nonstop since the bailout. Since they bailed out their friends, they've been printing money nonstop. And now he's trying to act, and then after they printed money nonstop and left interest rates artificially low for way too long, for longer than my 9-year-old could have figured out, you don't leave interest rates that low for that long. But they did it, and now they're in a corner, and they raise interest rates, and not just the crypto market, but all markets are collapsing. And it's because of the Fed. He's acting like the Fed's trying to solve a problem that crypto created. This guy, I mean, this is the epitome of dishonesty, folks. And then there's this. I told you, he and his CNBC cohorts, they've been the ones propping up the whole Bitcoin narrative for all this time. And then there's this. And words mean things, folks. They're not just throwing around Lehman Brothers and things like this for no reason. Listen to this.
So, BK, are we at a Lehman moment for this industry in terms of leverage, or are we months away from that?
So months away. We're probably months away from the Lehman moment, and meaning, you know, that kind of one last flush down, somebody big goes bankrupt that you never expected. We're probably months away from that because we just don't know. There's still a lot of leverage, collateral pledged against collateral elsewhere. It is a great financial crisis for the crypto world. We built that, the Wall Street 2.0. And it didn't work again, shocker. And so we got to flush that out.
Real quick.
No, what you built was Bitcoin and Ethereum proof of work that doesn't work 2.0 narrative. That's what you built. And we tore it down. And I believe that's part of the reason that they're trying to, this is a little bit of covering their own butts, because they were not telling the truth for all this time. There was only 2 or 3 people in social media that were trying to tell you the truth. John Deaton's been trying to tell you the truth. And these guys are now trying to cover their butts. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Now, I wanted to show you this because it shows you it's like a June list of all the bad things that have happened. Three Arrows Capital blows up. Celsius halts withdrawals. BlockFi. Emergency loan from FTX. Voyager Digital. SEC rejects Bitcoin ETF. I'm just going through. Solana announces plan for smartphone. MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin. I'm just hitting some of the high points here. CFTC claims Gemini lied to regulators. Man, it's almost like a coordinated dance, isn't it? BitBoy, look at this. We spoke with a very high level officer. Now, this is some more insiders he's talking to. Very high level officer from a major crypto project. And let me tell you, the money about to flow into Web 0.3 is going to be insane. I still expect lower prices following the midterms, but you need to be prepared to accumulate. The digital asset investors accumulating a little at a time right now, but I am waiting for that moment when things really get hit. That's when I will be backing up the truck. Today, the EU finalized MiCA, a sweeping crypto regulation that will profoundly impact Europe's future competitiveness and the viability of its Web3 industry. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. The European Union seems to be able to get together a framework. The United States just can't seem to get it together. Just in, Ripple partner PeerSys Technology has launched Colombia's national land registry on top of the XRP ledger. Ripple has been activated, folks. David Schwartz, this is so awful. Seriously, really, I'm bad. Looks like the Russians, according to this report, have the hacker group KillNet has taken out the U.S. federal tax payment system. Well, I feel really bad that that's happened to the IRS, if that's who that is. That's horrible. I'm with David Schwartz on that. EU brings crypto assets, insurance. Okay, that's the same thing, the framework. All right. Now, major crypto broker Voyager Digital suspends all trading, deposits, and withdrawals. I hadn't even looked to see how this has affected the market, but if it's killed the market, then I will be buying a little more. I did buy, bought the dip in, what did I buy this morning? I bought some Theta, and I bought one other. What did I buy? I don't remember what the other thing was that I bought. It wasn't Quant. It wasn't XRP or XLM. It was, I just don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, look at this. This is a letter from Chuck Schumer to a taxpayer, I guess. I will continue to monitor. He's got a whole write-up on this congressman on XRP. Look, they're so aware of XRP in the SEC case. I will continue to monitor this case as it progresses. We cannot have a stock market where the players are also the referees. Well, it's not a stock market, actually. And we must extend this statute to the budding cryptocurrency market. Okay, well, maybe he does get it. We need equity for all participants going forward. I will continue to work to ensure government works for all people. I'm not going to hold my breath with this guy, but anyway, it's progress. They at least are becoming aware of what's going on. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Chuck Schumer is now fully aware of the disaster that is the SEC